Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Game Replays Weekend Cast. I am Four Court Jester with you here today, and we have a scrim between ROV, which I believe is Richard Hag Over Velociprator, that's kind of a weird name, and TP5, the Pirate Society. Joining me on the mic will be Onaprayer. How are you doing this fine Sunday?
I'm doing quite well. Looking forward to an epic match. It's going to be a long game, bumpy ride. I'm got my seat buckled.
Well, bust out the popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, because this game has a few wubs, a few great comments, and a lot of people just chatting about this in general. So before we get too much farther, would you like to go over the bans for me?
Yeah, we have bans of Engineer, Chronos, Nymphora, Thunderbringer, Witchslayer, and Devourer. So kind of standard. Thunderbringer is only recent from the patch with the Blood Chalice. I believe this was played after that patch, and possibly even before the cooldown nerf. So yeah.
Well, there was no compatize needed, so definitely the Chalice is in effect. Chalice with a power supply, combine that with a bottle, and that is a lot of spamming potential. Thunderbring is that great kind of hero to shut down tri-lanes, and he is kind of used to great effect for that. Devourer, not too surprising. He's been everybody's favorite pick these days. And pair her with an Nymphora, neither of which you'll see, and, you know, that's a lot of threat removed out of this game.
Yeah, and Engineer, of course, is. I don't think there's any game where Engineer isn't banned just on principle. Like, normally you have bans coming out that are done, you know, out of fear, the other team plays them in particular. But actually, this one, most of these heroes, like, if I were to pick heroes to ban, maybe except Witchslayer, they'd pretty much be it.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The bans are out. We do have some picks coming down. First pick up was that Dr. Repulsor, and that was countered to a Valkyrie Voodoo Jester, so nothing really too surprising yet. Glacius Andromeda picked up the two signature Tri-Lane heroes as it is, so we're going to have to see who they might want to set up here with. Otherwise, we're just going to see that 2-1-2, but I don't know. This kind of combination of heroes typically does indicate going for that tri-lane. And any prediction, like who do you think would go great with those bans and these tri-lanes?
Yeah, common heroes for a tri-lane. You would assume, I don't know if they watch replays or something, but the Dark Lady is always a really good candidate, and then some people like to play a Pestilence. For this particular game, I don't know. I assume the Dark Lady, but other than that, it could be anything in a tri-lane.
Well, we have a shadow pickup here of a Pandemonium. We'll actually have to see if they go that Pandemonium, but taking a note right out of MSI's book, who made that strat very popular. On the flip side here, Legion has picked up Behemoth and Polywog Priest. Behemoth was one of those big heroes way back in the beginning of retail and late into the beta, who was in almost every game. Like, the Fisher ability was just so powerful, and he kind of just tapered off, so I'm quite happy to see him played in this kind of matchup. Just as a quick note on the PSRs, we have anything from the 1500, who apparently was a stat reset, so don't quite take that at face value, to up to the 1900, so it's a good spread overall, and it is kind of like the in-houses here, but we're going to wait for this last pickup here on the Hellborn.
Yeah, I really like a Behemoth pick. Definitely taper down. It takes him so long to get his farmed portal key that some teams figure it's not even worth it.
The portal key is a big pickup on him, but with the introduction of Striders, he has definitely become a lot more useful. Really, that just goes for any kind of support in general. The Striders is just such a great addition to this game. They just get everyone where they need to go. But that's enough about the Striders. We did have a Malikan pickup, so he will probably be taking that trident. That would leave Richard Hag and Dr. Repulsor for the two solos. Richard Hag probably going to be taking the long lane, maybe the short, but I would assume the long because she has the escape mechanism, whereas Repulsor will probably take the mid. And on the flip side, we do have a Pandemonium picked up for the Legion, who will be, I suppose, their tri-lane candidate. I don't know. Do you think they might tri-laning this game?
Yeah, I would assume you're gonna have a Behemoth, a Voodoo Jester, and a Panda. tri lane, and then Valkyrie in the long lane, and then Polywog mid.
Sounds like a plan, so we'll have to see what comes of all this, but this is a scrim between ROV and TP5. As the announcer says, let's do it. First, of course, we have the loading race. Go, go, go.
Malikan taking second place. Who is the first? I don't see a number 1.
There is no number 1. Everybody loses. Nah, it was just a number bug. Alright, so here we are. Game has started, and really, I mean, you got two candidates for this tri-lane if they do want to go for this. The Legion's tri-lane, if they do go the proposed route, would have 2 melee in it, whereas the one for the Hellborn there would have 1 melee and 2 range. And really, those auto attacks can make a big difference when you butt tri-lanes up against each other. Now, of course, if they take their swaps and they, one goes up top and one goes down bottom, of course, it really doesn't matter too much because you're going to force the hero out of the lane anyways. And what can you do when you're out of a tri-lane? Like, what are some of the more common strats we see?
Yeah, when you're out of a tri lane, you either swap your tri lane or you roam. Because if your lane is lost in a tri lane, you have to do something, otherwise you pretty much lose the game, because you'll just be so out-leveled and out-farmed. And, of course, 3 out of 5 players being that far behind is going to cost you the game. So we've seen like sometimes they'll roam, sometimes they'll go into the jungle and start stacking for their carry. That's like the most popular routes.
Well, if you can't do anything, you might as well put down some seeds to reap later on. And yeah, that's basically what you end up doing. You end up stacking the jungles, and then later on just allowing your carries to make best use of them. Polywog is going to be a little, I don't know, 2v1 I guess, but I don't know, that's a lot of damage coming out. And Malikan, of course, with that sword throw is going to give him a lot. He has the haste, so this is almost a guaranteed kill right here, but he might not make it. Oh, the tongue-tied was perfectly placed, but Malikan getting out by the skin of his teeth. 50 hit points out of that with that haste, so well played to that Polywog. Just was not enough to save his skin, so to speak. And Valkyrie does seem to be chased down by this Glacius. If she loses to a Glacius, I think I'm going to lose all respect I have ever had for a Valkyrie. But no, she will be okay. Skin of her teeth once again, but that's an early kind of lane dominance from TP5.
Yeah, Polywog pretty much did everything he could. I mean, he AT'd the trees as fast as he could, he tongue-tied. Just, like, it was just barely not enough, just barely. Action up top.
Yeah, talking about not enough, I really don't understand the Valkyrie choosing to go up there. But yeah, we had a hidden Glacius just in the forest. They're going to be taking her down for a quick 2-0 lead here. I mean, that's a really quick 2 kills. We're just hitting the minute 25 mark, just coming up. So good, kudos to TP5.
Yeah, playing I think on the momentum of that early kill, they're keeping up their aggressiveness. Although on the bottom lane, if you check it out, Behemoth and Jester are just keeping Wretched Hag so far back that he literally can't get close enough for any experience whatsoever. If you're ever running a tri-lane, this is like the most optimal setting. You just chase them out of the lane to the point where they can't even gain any levels. And this is where you'll start seeing them roam and do something else because they realize there's no other option.
Couldn't put it better myself. Popular strategies include, of course, stacking the jungle. Stacking these Ancients, like the Hellborn Ancients, is a really popular one for that bottom Hellborn lane because, down the line it could just become so much more fruitful. Yeah, there is something mid. Indeed, Polywog will be getting revenge on that Repulsor. Great roaming support there from the Behemoth.
Yeah, nice block off. Got caught on the wrong side of the river.
Well, the right side of our river. I mean, that's another kill. But that's the first kill for the Legion. And really, this was the power that was the Behemoth back in the day. He just was able to do this so well that he would literally, a great Behemoth would win you the game. But again, he just kind of tapered off into nothingness. Do you like the Behemoth character?
I definitely do like him. I I have so much sympathy for Behemoth players though. It's like you work and you work towards that portal key and you count your gold like as it ticks 1 second after the other, and then if you die you're set back so much. But there's definitely a lot of viability, especially with Chalice. He can do so much more right now than he could before, so I'm definitely hoping to see more of Behemoth, in coming games. And we have seen a little, rise in Behemoth play in competitive games.
Yeah, he is coming kind of back into it. As I say, really with the introduction of those new items, the Chalice, the Striders, it just gives him so much more opportunity to do stuff. And Dr. Repulsor running into 2 support heroes here, but I'm not too sure that Polywog is actually going to be able to get anything off. He will be able to get the lightning off. Look at that, skin of his teeth, 40 hit points. In comes the support from Andromeda, and Glace is going to be chasing these guys back across their side of the river. And whew, just so close on that Repulsor. Would have been a great kill for Polywog to pick up middle.
Yeah, it's just barely. Good play on both sides. Bottom is interesting. Behemoth and Voodoo Jester, realizing that Hag was chased out of the lane, decided that they were going to take the opportunity and do some work of their own. Hag coming back now, hoping to get some get some farming, because he's still sitting at level 1, and it's never a good place to be.
And, well, the dead place might be where he's going next. Oh, what are you doing, Hag? Could never get that close to a fed panda. But now, hopefully, lesson learned. She'll take that with her on the next encounter.
A little too eager to get that experience. Just got taken down as soon as she got in the lane. A level 5 panda against a level 1 wretched Hag.
Oh,
or
level
maybe
2.
he's level 4 at the time.
She's level 2. But something that the Legion...
Possible gank at bottom.
Oh, is there? Well, there's a panda down bottom with some roaming supports. Who is this? Glacius, Andromeda, and Hag. I mean, between the 3 of them, I mean, they almost... they're just, combined, their level is a little higher than Panda by himself. So, whew, that's fun times. Do they know that they're here? We got some wards. We do have a ward of sight just above them, so they clearly know that this jungle is being occupied at this time.
He might possibly be slightly behind me.
Oh, well, Panda's trying his best here. 3-on-1, not going to be getting that Hag. She's just going to jump right back away. And a little bit of a stun coming out. That Voodoo Jester cask just not in the optimal position. But that's a great little juke there by Glacius. He got hit by the flick, just kept going forward, and Panda totally missed the stun. I don't even think he blew an ultimate there, did he?
No. I think he was gonna wait. He realized that it might end up going to nothing. It was 3 versus 3, and he wasn't so comfortable, so he used what he could, and he waited on his ultimate, which is good decision. Malkin actually coming in from the top lane, level 6. I'm not sure what they were hoping to set up.
It's kind of like here comes the cavalry sort of idea at this point. I mean, Malakin is their top player at this point, and he is, level for level with that Panda. He kind of has the mobility aspect, and he has the 2 support there with them, so it looks like they want to try shutting down this Panda a little bit, and they probably could do it. I mean, Malakin with level 6, he can throw in the sword, get off the Terrify, and that could just really ruin any kind of plans you set down by yourself. Looks like Dr. Repulsor went down to this Polywog. Some great wards there placed in the middle. Did you catch that?
I actually just caught right at the end of it. He got a sheep off, and then he got his ultimate off. I don't think it was a trap, because I saw Repulsor trying to make his getaway. There's action bottom.
Yes, there is. There's an Andromeda who's probably going to go down, as well as a Voodoo Jester. As I said, that Malakin throwing in that sword with that ultimate, I mean, that's a lot of extra range damage. He's going to get great block off by Behemoth. That was really what he needed to do to save his team there. And that will be basically a cheek for cheek, a 1-for-1. And Malakin's soon going to transform back to his normal handsome self. He's kind of a beastie looking thing in this form, don't you agree?
Yeah. I'm not sure what they were going for, but he's definitely very intimidating.
Intimidating or not, he has already used that sword throw, and now looks like he might be in some trouble. And, well, I don't know what Behemoth was trying to set up. But I think they really want to block him here. Should have done it already, but there's the block off, and there's no more mana on that Malakin, so he is